Hey there, fellow entrepreneurs. If you're diving into the world of custom software development for your startup or small to medium-sized business in Australia, you might have come across two buzzwords: prototype and minimum viable product. These terms are often tossed around, but what do they actually mean? And why should you care about them? Let's break it down in a way that makes sense. So what is a prototype? Let's start with the lingo. Custom software prototype. What does that mean? Think of a custom software prototype as the rough draft of your software idea. It's like sketching out your thoughts on paper before you start creating the final masterpiece. A prototype is typically a visual or functional representation of your software concept. It showcases key features, user flows, and overall design without diving into the nitty-gritty of full development. How will a prototype help you? First of all, prototypes help you see your idea come to life. You can align your team, stakeholders, and developers on the vision right from the start. With a prototype, you can play around with different features and gather feedback before going all in on development. It's a low-cost way to validate your ideas in-house. This lets you focus on design, getting that perfect user interface and user experience, ensuring that when the time comes to launch, your product is intuitive and user-friendly. Most importantly, it's cheap. Imagine doing all of this when you are neck-deep in development. Investing in a prototype means you are being smart with your financial resources. Let's talk about an MVP. See it this way. An MVP is you test driving your custom software in the real world. Once your prototype is polished and you've tested your ideas, the MVP is your next step. It's a functional version of your software that includes only the essential features needed to solve a real problem for your customers. Think of it as the bare bones version that's ready for the market. It might not have all the bells and whistles yet, but it does the job. The beauty of an MVP is that you can release it to actual customers. This is where the magic happens. You gather feedback from real users and see how they interact with your product. With an MVP, you can actually begin monetizing your product. Even in its minimal form, it can bring in some cash flow and help fund further development. Once you have that first user's feedback and traction, you can start planning additional features and improvements. An MVP sets the stage for future growth. Do you need both a prototype and an MVP? You need both if you are serious about sustainable growth for your startup or business. By prototyping first, you minimize the chances of spending a lot of money on a product that might not resonate with users. If something's not right, you can pivot early without breaking the bank. You can literally save your company from going down the wrong path. Seeing your idea early can uncover potential issues that might be expensive to fix later, or it may well highlight something which you haven't even thought about yet. Once you have your prototype validated and ready to go, it's time to invest in a custom software MVP. Actual customers and analytics on how they use your custom software can now give you valuable feedback. You will also have proof of whether there's a genuine demand for your product or not. If users find value in what you offer, it's a good sign that you're on the right track. And remember, you can start charging for it. For startups, small and medium-sized companies, prototyping followed by MVP is a powerful custom software development strategy to create a clear roadmap for your business's future growth. It helps you identify what customers want, and it gives you the advantage of building brand loyalty and attracting new customers while you scale as it suits your cash flow or customer demand. It's the most risk-free way of investing in custom software for your business. We have developed custom software prototypes and MVPs for dozens of Australian companies in the past decade. Talk to us if you are thinking of investing in custom software. You can book a free meeting after clicking on the link.